Are your Agile retrospectives feeling repetitive or unproductive? Do you find it hard to turn insights from retrospectives into real improvements? You're not alone. In today's video, I'll walk you through how to conduct effective Agile retrospectives with a detailed, step-by-step process that ensures continuous improvement for your team. Stick around because, by the end, you'll have everything you need to run retrospectives that help your team grow and succeed. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to NxtChair, where we break down Agile methodologies and project management tips to help your team excel. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you don't miss any future content. Today's topic is a crucial one: how to conduct Agile retrospectives. Whether you're new to Agile or looking to improve how your team reflects on each sprint, you are in the right place. Let's jump into how you can conduct productive, engaging retrospectives that lead to continuous improvement. Introduction. Agile retrospectives are a core part of Scrum and other Agile frameworks. They are opportunities for your team to reflect on the sprint, what went well, what didn't, and how things can improve in the next sprint. Unlike other meetings, retrospectives focus on continuous improvement. The idea that no matter how good or bad the last sprint was, there is always room to grow. However, it can be tricky to turn these meetings into productive discussions that lead to real results. Without structure and focus, retrospectives can easily become repetitive or lead to vague conclusions. In this video, we'll go through a clear, step-by-step guide that will ensure your retrospectives are effective, engaging, and impactful. Step 1. Set the stage. The first step in conducting an Agile retrospective is to set the stage. This is all about creating an environment where your team feels comfortable sharing their thoughts openly and honestly. It's essential to remind your team that the goal of the retrospective is process improvement, not assigning blame. Start the retrospective by framing the conversation. Let your team know this is a space to learn and improve together. It's also helpful to remind them of the ground rules, which typically include focusing on solutions rather than problems and maintaining a non-judgmental attitude. This step is crucial because without trust and openness, your team won't share the valuable insights needed to improve. Now that we've set a positive tone for the retrospective, let's move on to next step, where we gather feedback from the team. Step 2. Gather data. Once the stage is set, it's time to gather data from your team. This is where you'll ask everyone to reflect on the sprint and share their thoughts on what worked well, what didn't, and what could be improved. The more specific and detailed the feedback, the more useful it will be for the team. One effective approach is to break this feedback into 3 categories. 1. What went well? Encourage the team to highlight the successes and things that contributed positively to the sprint. 2. What didn't go well? Discuss the challenges or blockers that held the team back. 3. What can we do better next time? This is where the team suggests improvements or new approaches for the next sprint. You can collect this feedback verbally during the meeting or have team members write down their thoughts anonymously if that encourages more openness. The goal here is to gather as much data as possible about the sprint's performance. If you're finding this guide helpful so far, don't forget to like this video and share it with your team so they can improve their retrospectives as well. Now that we've gathered the data, let's move on to the next step, where we'll turn that feedback into valuable insights for the team. Step 3. Generate insights. With all the data collected, it's time to generate insights. This is the part of the retrospective where the team analyzes the feedback to understand the root causes of the problems and identify patterns or recurring issues. For example, if multiple team members mention that communication was a challenge, that's a signal that something about the way the team is communicating needs to be addressed. If certain tasks were consistently delayed, you'll want to explore why that happened and what can be done to improve task prioritization or reduce bottlenecks. In this step, it's important to have a focused discussion. The goal is not just to talk about the issues but to dig deeper and understand why they occurred. Encourage your team to think about solutions and brainstorm ideas for how to address the issues that were raised. Now that we've gathered insights from the data, let's move on to next step, where we create actionable items to ensure improvement. Step 4. Create actionable items. Insights are only valuable if they lead to action. In this step, your team should work together to create actionable items based on the insights generated. These action items should be specific, achievable, and directly tied to the issues or successes discussed during the retrospective. For example, if communication was identified as a challenge, an action item might be, introduce daily check-ins to improve communication among team members. If a new tool or process improved efficiency, the action item could be, implement the new process across all tasks in the next sprint. The key is to ensure that these actions are concrete and measurable so that in the next retrospective, the team can evaluate whether they were successful. Be sure to assign ownership of each action item to someone on the team who will be responsible for making sure it gets done. If this guide to creating actionable items is making sense, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more in-depth agile tips and strategies. Now that we have our actionable items in place, it's time to close the retrospective in the next step. Step 5. Close the retrospective. The final step is to close the retrospective by summarizing the key insights and action items that were discussed. It's important to make sure everyone is on the same page and fully understands what the next steps are. This is also a good time to ask for quick feedback on the retrospective itself. For example, you can ask the team if they felt the discussion was productive or if there are ways to improve the format of the retrospective. Continuous improvement applies to the retrospective process as well. Before wrapping up, thank the team for their input and collaboration. This helps build a positive culture around retrospectives and ensures that everyone sees these meetings as a valuable part of the agile process. If you enjoyed this step-by-step guide to conducting agile retrospectives, don't forget to like this video and share it with your colleagues so they can improve their retrospectives too. Conclusion. So there you have it, a complete, step-by-step process for conducting effective agile retrospectives that lead to continuous improvement. To recap: set the stage, create a safe, open environment for discussion. Gather data, collect feedback from the team on what worked and what didn't. Generate insights, analyze the data to uncover root causes and patterns. Create actionable items, turn insights into concrete actions for improvement. Close the retrospective, summarize key takeaways and ensure alignment. By following these steps, you'll make your retrospectives more productive and actionable, helping your team grow and improve sprint after sprint. If this video helped you, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more agile guides and tips. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.